Hey you guys, what's going on? I'm here to review Empire Season 3, Episode 1. I know I'm late, on doing this and everything, but I was still trying to debate as to whether I was going to review the show or not. And I decided I'm going to go ahead on and review it. If I'm not in here this Wednesday or whatever, then you guys know it's because of the fact of my wisdom tooth. You guys know Tuesday I'm getting my wisdom tooth pulled out or whatever. So if I'm not in here Wednesday night to review Episode 2, you guys know why. But we pretty much pick up right where we left off with everybody trying to figure out who the hell fell to their death. You know what I'm saying? Jamal, we see Jamal, he's trying to chase after Hakeem and everything, and you guys know the little Latina heifer. She left him at the altar last season and everything. And Hakeem is over it. He jumps in his car and he leaves. And then next thing you know, we see Rhonda is the one who falls to her death or whatever. She just laid out like with her eyes open and everything. Now I ain't gonna lie, I feel some kind of way about it being Rhonda, you know what I mean? But I think we all kind of knew it probably was gonna be her, even though we wanted it to be Boo Boo Kitty. But it does make more sense for Rhonda to leave versus her or whatever. But yeah, I'm still kind of mad about that. But because y'all know Boo Boo Kitty is just vindictive and evil. But anyways, Andre, he starts, he about ready to kill her. He's strangling her or whatever, and she's like, Andre, I'm sorry, and all this stuff. He done strangled her to the point where she done went into labor. She going into labor now. Her damn water broke and everything. He has to snap out of his ready to kill her mode, and he picks her up and takes her to the hospital and everything. And Cookie, she's still in her feelings or whatever about Lucius. And next thing you know, she gets the call from Jamal about Boo Boo Kitty being in the hospital or whatever. Hakeem, he shows up to the girl Tiana, the black girl. He shows up to her house or whatever and says that I always loved you and everything. And that she, the other girl, she left me and all this other stuff. Tiana's like, I'm sorry, but you can't, you can't stay here and all this other stuff. He barters his way into her house or whatever, and he pretty much is laid the fuck out on her damn couch and shit. And Jamal is trying to call him to let him know about Boo Boo Kitty or whatever, and he ain't even answering the phone. He just too fucked up. Cookie, she's trying to comfort Andre or whatever, because Andre is just still in shock by everything that happened. Andre pretty much says that he's done with God. You know what I'm saying? Like, God wasn't there for him, with this situation and everything. So he pretty much, he's done with him. Mama Lucius, she, says, we all have been cursed and we all have been punished and all this other stuff, and all this other, whatever. And Cookie tells her to shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? The feds show up for Boo Boo Kitty and everything. Lucius, he comes in as Boo Boo Kitty is pushing and everything, and they tell him like, you can't come in unless you're the child's father and all this other stuff. And he says, I'm her husband or whatever. And he's whispering in her ear, coaching her how to push and everything, but really he's trying to tell her to get your story straight of what you want to tell these feds. He tells her to tell them, like, you better tell them that she grabbed you by your throat, that she tried to take you down with her, otherwise I'ma choke you out or whatever, pretty much threatening her. The baby is 6 weeks premature or whatever, and they find out that it's a girl, and Lucius, he looking dumbfounded like, bitch, you lied to me. Moving on from that, Lucius, he's having a sit down with Birdman and French Montana or whatever, about his streaming service and how he wants the rights to Cash Money's music and everything. Birdman pretty much telling him like, Empire is at the bottom of the ocean, the bottom of the motherfucking barrel right about now. And Lucius tells him, I'm a king, I'm gonna always bounce back or whatever, this, that, and the third. Birdman says, I've been in this game for 30 years, playboy. Like, you ain't saying nothing to me or whatever. Him and French are pretty much telling him, like, how you a king or whatever. and your queen had to watch you marry somebody else and everything. And Lucius says, just wait. Y'all gonna wish, y'all gonna wish that y'all made this deal with me or whatever. So moving on from that, they're all, at the Empire and everything. Lucius, he's asking where Andre is at. Cookie tells him to lay the fuck off. Like, your son just had to witness his wife dying, getting killed and everything. This, that, and the third. Like, let him breathe or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of like a lot of other people. It did disturb me how they barely talked about Rhonda, barely cried about her. They didn't, they didn't even show them having a funeral for her. So I was just like, I was kind of like, well, damn. I mean, she was family and everything. I was just like, but anyways, moving on from that, Jamal lets it be known that Andre has been staying with him and everything. They talk about the launch of the streaming service or whatever, and Lucius wants Jamal to perform. Hakeem is like, he gets into his feelings that he was like, I want to perform or whatever. Lucius is like, how about you try to show up somewhere without reeking the smell of alcohol and everything? Hakeem, he gets into his feelings talking about something. Don't talk to me like I'm a kid, I'm a grown ass man or whatever. And Lucius is like, oh yeah, but grown ass men don't miss the birth of their daughter or whatever. And he was like, and Hakeem had, said something about Lucius, signing the birth certificate and everything. And Lucius is like, when you start acting more like a father, then you'll get her back or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Hakeem, he gets up. Cookie tells him to sit the hell down. He starts to disrespect Cookie, talking about something, what? I don't see no brooms nowhere or whatever. And Cookie was like, you know what? You are grown, so I'm not going to whoop your ass or whatever. But if you don't step up to the motherfucking plate, then you won't lose all my respect. So he storms out after that and everything. And Jamal chases after him or whatever. And I'm just kind of like, dang, that is his kid. Like, Lucius, you ain't have to be that damn vindictive or whatever. But we still see is a lot of tension between them from last season or whatever. What else happened? Lucius pretty much thanks Cookie for having his back or whatever. Cookie like, bitch, I ain't got your back and everything. I'm just, I'm struggling trying to keep this family together or whatever. Lucius asks, is Jamal, do you think Jamal is ready to perform or whatever, because, at the wedding and everything, he didn't seem like pretty much up to par or whatever. And Cookie was like, he was sick to his stomach to watch his father marry his brother's baby mama and everything. And Cookie, she she's in her feelings. She has to kneel down over the table or whatever. And he talking about something. I still see that fire in your eyes, Cook, or whatever. And he like, as long as you got that fire, I know things are good between us and everything. And Cookie is like, I don't know what the fuck you think you see, Lucius, but that fire is dead. And she was like, enjoy married life or whatever. So, moving on from that, we get Hakeem in the studio and everything. Exhibit, I think his character name is Shine, comes in or whatever, and he tells Hakeem that his shit sound weak and all this other stuff, and why he never sent the verses for his nephew. And Hakeem is like, you crashed my wedding, nigga. Like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? And Exhibit is like, see, there's two different types of women, a rider and a runner. What you had was a runner. And he's trying to change shit up or whatever, and the producer man is trying to stop him. Next thing you know, he jacks the producer man up and everything, causing all this commotion. I said, Shine, like as if you ain't caused enough motherfucking trouble. Now here your ass go again in the first episode of the season, coming with the bullshit. Okay. Lucius, he steps in or whatever, and tells them to get out or whatever. And Shine, he ain't going down without a fight. He like, my niece needs a record deal and everything. Lucius offers, his niece like a feature or whatever, but that's about it. Shine, I'm sorry. calling him by his character name. I mean, calling him by his rapper name or whatever. Sean, he threatens Lucius or whatever with Tariq. He like, pretty much telling him, he gonna write him out to Tariq if he don't give him what he want. Sean, he yet again continues to jack the producer man up or whatever, and tells Lucius he got until tomorrow to come up with the decision and everything. And then that's when he want to tell Hakeem that he's dope and don't let nobody tell you different. I said, but you just said his shit was weak about 2 seconds ago. Like, make up your mind, okay? Anyways, moving on from that, we get Cookie laughing and drinking with her sisters or whatever, and I was just like, did I miss something? Because when was they all in cahoots and cool and shit all of a sudden? But they keep on bringing up Tariq or whatever as they reminiscing about the past and everything. And Cookie, she gets suspicious, and she like, why y'all keep on bringing up Tariq or whatever? And she asks, Candace, like, what did he say to you and everything? And she's like, he says that he just wants to talk or whatever. And she was like, you know what? I got something to show y'all. The door and everything. And they try to, talk to her and all this other stuff. And as she's opening the door, lo and behold, guess who is there? Tariq himself. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to convince Cookie that he only wants Lucius and everything. And, Tariq is like, I know that marriage with him and Anika is fake. And if I could prove it, I could get a subpoena on Anika or whatever. And they're pretty much trying to convince Cookie, like, come on, why are we still sitting here protecting Lucius and everything after all he's done to us and blase. Cookie and Lucius, they rush to the hospital together and pretty much says, we have to get to Boo Boo Kitty before Tariq gets to her and everything. So they come to find out that Boo Boo Kitty done already checked out or whatever. And Cookie says, Lucius, you have got to get her. She's probably at her apartment. You have to get her. You have to go get her quick or whatever and move her into your house and everything. So the plan obviously executes because Anika, she's there at Lucius' house and everything. And the maid, she automatically is excited to see Boo Boo Kitty again, and she's eager to take the baby and everything. The baby name is Bella. Mama Lucius is not delightful to see Boo Boo Kitty and everything. She's like, what is she doing here or whatever? And Anika, she's asking the same question about Mama Lucius or whatever. And she's like, I'm staying here with the white now and all this other stuff. And she was like, I don't know why he married you. I don't trust you or whatever. She was like, I know you're trying to poison me. And she getting closer and closer to her with the motherfucking knife in her hand. And she's saying, you better not touch none of this food neither or whatever. And that's when Anika tells, the maid to take her up to the nursery room or whatever. Tariq, he's outside of Lucius' house or whatever, trying to creep and everything, in his car. And the butlers, they come outside to offer him some food or whatever. Then Lucius, he comes out and pretty much tells him, like, come to dinner or whatever so I can prove to you that my marriage to Anika is real. So, moving on from that, Sean, he's at the Empire or whatever. And Lucius, he, calls him over and everything and asks him what his problem was. And, Sean, he explains and everything, and Lucius apologized, whatever. And Lucius, he I'm sorry. This is when he offers Sean's niece a feature, not in the other scene that I had said it in. But Sean, he wants her to perform with Jamal or whatever, and they pretty much shake hands on it or whatever. Moving on from that, Sean wants, Keem to, he wants Hakeem to hear something or whatever. Hakeem is vibing and everything. And then next thing Hakeem is trying to make a pass at his niece or whatever. And he tells him, hey, don't talk to her. Don't even look her motherfucking way. And the niece, she's already put on game. She was like, oh, don't worry about it, Unc. She was, I already know what he into, them young thirst stock buckets. And I ain't one of them. Or whatever. So, he goes into the booth or whatever, and I kind of liked the song that he was doing. Not, you know what, it didn't, you know, sound real cheesy or whatever. It was cool. I was cool with it. Moving on from that, they set up, you know, for dinner later on that night with Tyreek and everything at Lucia's house or whatever. Moving on, you know, him and Cookie have like a little conversation or whatever, but it wasn't that important. So moving on from that, we get the rehearsal for Jamal and everything, and I forget the name of the song, but it sounded so, it was so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was talking about the police brutality, and he was, you know, naming a lot of the people, and especially the more recent people, Philando Castile and Alton Sterling. Yeah, I really enjoyed the song. And he pretty much is saying how nobody really cares about Frida and her well-being. So, moving on from that, I'm sorry. He says that because Cookie walks in on him and tells him that, you know, I don't think you should perform this song. And he pretty much like, F Lucius or whatever. I'm doing this for free, you know, for Frida, because nobody cares about her, whatever. So moving on from that, Hakeem, you know, he's holding his baby and everything. And then next thing you know, Lucius, he comes in and snatches the baby right up from under his arms or whatever. And you could tell Hakeem was kind of hurt and everything. And, you know, Lucius coming here talking about something, that's daddy's baby or whatever. But moving on from that, we get the dinner at Lucius' house. It's kind of awkward or whatever. Tyreek, you know, he's asking how did you get your family to participate in such a sham or whatever. Anika pretty much tells him that the marriage is very real, and she goes over to kiss Lucius and everything, and the kiss is just so awkward and just so cringe-worthy, and he grabs her hand or whatever, grabs her arm and everything. What else happened? Tyreek pretty much starts to read the mess out of all of them. You know, he's sitting here talking about how Dre got all these degrees and he ain't doing nothing with it or whatever, but sitting up here bowing down to Lucius pretty much. Hakeem has been kicked in the nuts over and over again by Lucius or whatever, and messed up his love life and stole his baby. Jamal, he pretty much like, well, hold on, motherfucker, you ain't even got to get on me. I'm going to get on my goddamn self. The nigga threw me in the trash can when I was, 6 years old. He made me marry a girl at 18. He was ashamed of my sexuality. And he tried to, take me down over an Acer. But that's still my dad at the end of the day. And what makes you, if he can't take us down, what makes you think that you and your little bitch batch can? Or whatever. Cookie pretty much calls him a loser or whatever. And Tyreek is like, you're the real loser at this table or whatever. Like, you're sitting at a table that's not yours and never going to be yours or whatever. And he's like, you keep on playing second fiddle to this mulatto bitch or whatever. I said, ooh, okay. Jamal and Dre, they ready to pop off and fight him or whatever. Cookie tells them to simmer down. Simmer down. I got this. You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, I sacrificed a lot for my family or whatever. But that's what family do. She was like, see, I know you might be in your feelings and everything, because let's face it, neither you or Lucius had much of a family. But me and Lucius, we built this family together or whatever, and we're strong. If we don't have time to entertain your shenanigans, we have a show to get ready for tomorrow. And asked, do he want a damn to-go plate? I said, girl. But moving on from that, we get the event that Jamal is performing at. Lucius, he pretty much is like, this is not the song that, I wanted him to perform or whatever. Jamal, he starts getting flustered and everything. He's having flashbacks about when Frida shot him. Hakeem, he sees what's going on. He grabs him and all this other stuff and takes him to the back. He starts to hyperventilate. Cookie and Hakeem are trying to calm him down. And that's when Shine's niece starts to sing and takes over the song. Lucius is pissed off because now Shine's artist is going to be the new face of Empire, and that means he's going to have more leverage over Lucius or whatever. Jamal tells him that, you know, he's here like everyone else because of your bullshit or whatever. Lucius says, you trying to punk me by using Frida or whatever. Jamal is like, you know, nobody's doing anything about her or whatever, and she's innocent. And Lucius was like, she tried to shoot you or whatever. And she was like, yeah, because, he was like, yeah, because of you, Dad, or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Jamal tells him that Empire is going to go down because of him or whatever. And, you know, Cookie, she's trying to defuse the situation. Lucius, he's like, you know, they eat because of his dirty work or whatever, and then they want to bitch about it later on. And he was like, you know, if you want to try me, go right on ahead or whatever. So, moving on from that, Lucius, he's talking to his baby slash grandbaby. And Cookie, she pretty much just came in to say goodnight to the baby or whatever. They start to flashback, you know, when they had first met or whatever. But Cookie says that, you know, that's the past and everything, and she needs to focus on her future. And then he says our future. And, you know, Cookie says that she's done with everything and she got enough money or whatever, so she gonna be good. And he needs him to let her go or whatever. And he's like, you know, he needs more time. And, you know, she says, you know, the only way this might somewhat work is if you handle the business and I handle the music, and we stay out of each other's way. And, you know, she tells him, if you really love me, Lucius, you'll give me what I'm asking for. And he says, okay, you know, or whatever. The last thing that we get is Andre. He's finally having a mental breakdown. He was like, you know, he talking about himself in the third person. He like, Andre messed up. Andre messed up. Like, I should have protected you. I'm sorry, Rhonda, or whatever. Rhonda comes back in ghost form or whatever. And she was like, yeah, that's right, motherfucker. You did messed up. And you should have thought about all that before you let that bitch murder me and everything. And he's apologizing and all this stuff. And she's like, who's going to take care of you, Andre? You don't even know how to take your medicine. Whether you don't know when to lower the dosage or when to higher it or whatever. You don't know how to stand up to your dad or whatever. And he starts yelling and everything. Jamal, he comes into the room and he's like, Andre. Just looking at him like. And, you know, he tells, you know, Jamal that he's okay and everything. And then lastly we get Lucius. He's talking to the baby or whatever, and he's like, you know, I did all this, you know, save all of us and all this other stuff. And I'm like, Lucius, please do not be sitting up here revealing secrets to this baby, because little do he know, in the little teddy bear or whatever is a fucking camera that Tariq is watching from while he eating his greasy ass chicken wings. And that pretty much was the episode, y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Make sure, and I apologize, you know, as far as like the characters' names. I'm almost for certain that that's Exhibit's character, Shine or whatever. But yeah, this is new for me, you know, reviewing a actually, you know, a scripted show or whatever. So yeah, but make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys come back. Make sure you guys follow me on all social media, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.